Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes, or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 100th episode of Marvel Tales. And, of course, it's still Namor. Anyway, I am Phil, and joining me, of course, doing Namor for his birthday. It is the man who would love to give him an owl to himself. It is.
Yes, Justin the Owl, rising from the depths of Atlantis.
That's right, kids.
That's my undying love for Namor.
So, for the big anniversary we're going to cover, and it is Namor, we're going to cover Marvel Comics #1, his first appearance, pretty much the start of, like, the Marvel Comics age.
The beginning.
Yes. Fantastic Four #4, his first modern appearance. Fantastic Four Annual 1, where he wears that funny hat. And Defenders #1.
Yes.
Where he is lovingly known as Fishman.
And he has to be rescued.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, in a big way.
So we're trying to smash him free. I was like, Justin?
I know. I was thinking that when I read that part. I was like, oh, why couldn't they have let me do it? I would have broken through that force field.
I'm sure you would have.
Make no mistake.
Going to your rescue, Your Highness. Is that the Hulk? No.
Was it your first time reading this Marvel Comics #1?
You know what? I think so. I'm trying to remember if I did it. It's been a very long time, but yeah, I think this may have been my first time.
I had read this before in some reprint, but I can't remember where or when.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was in the 90s, maybe the late 90s. I maybe uncovered some type of black and white reprint edition of some kind.
Yeah, I swear it might have read it in a reprint. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to read it in a reprint somewhere.
No, yeah, definitely.
You're not running across this in the wild unless you've got.
Yeah, no.
God, I wonder how much this is worth. I mean, this got to be worth a good bit of change.
This has got to be big bucks. But yeah, it was in some type of collection. Maybe it was one of those Essentials volumes that Marvel used to do that you and I spoke about before on the show. Black and white collections of other stuff.
Or I'm trying to think. At least some of it may have been reprinted in, like, sometimes they'll reprint stuff, that and put them in the back, like anniversary, issues
or annuals.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I feel like that's where I read it somewhere, but yeah, I cannot remember. It's been that long.
But I don't remember reading it in color.
Oh, well, yeah. I can see them reprinting this in black and white. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember reading this in color. So it kind of added a whole new dimension to it to read it in color. Yeah.
Did they ever do like an essential? Like, do you remember when they did those black and white essentials? Did they ever do like a Namor one?
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe that's where I read this.
Because I could almost see them doing it that way, where it's like a Namor essential, and they just
exactly, and then reprint some of the stuff from the ~60s as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up real quick because I'm curious if that's what it was that I read.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, are there a ton? Is there a ton of like Namor reprints, like the essentials or what is that, the Epic collections or anything?
There are a couple of Epic collections. Actually, there's three. There's 3 Epic collections. One just came out end of August, beginning of September, I think. And so they're slowly working their way through the original series from the 60s and 70s.
Okay, that is
the
right.
Roy Thomas
and
the Roy Thomas series, there was a Namor Essentials. What is this? It collects Daredevil #7.
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of Tales to Astonish stuff. Tales of Suspense #80. Yeah, so I don't remember where I read this, but it was in something, and I feel like it was in black and white. And Yeah, it was kind of cool because I don't know if you picked up on it too, Phil, but when I was reading this story, like there was kind of like a texture of the colors reminded me of the John Byrne issues that we covered a few issues back, where he kind of changed up his inking style on his own art and had that kind of textured pattern style over his pencils.
Yeah, kind of. I wonder if he was even like, if he was inspired by maybe, if he was looking at some of this early stuff. And
yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, I wonder if he was reading some of this Golden Age stuff when he was working on the Namor book, and he kind of was like inspired or influenced by some of this early art style to do that, because it has almost a subtle hint of that. I thought that was really cool.
Well, I think a lot of those older creators too, they were fans of like a lot of the older stuff. So.
Oh, definitely. That was the inspiration for a lot of them. Yeah. Yep.
All right, get ready, kids. All right, should we dive into these issues?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So that's right, kids. So yes, we're talking about that Marvel Comics. We're going to do these in order tonight. All right.
Yep.
Marvel Comics #1, and again, Namor's not on the cover, but that was like evil looking Human Torch on the cover.
I know. It's a very sinister cover. Yeah.
Which I did kind of read that one real quick, the Human Torch story, and it almost seemed like, it was almost like a horror tale where it's like, oh yeah, this scientist creates this flaming being, he can easily destroy humanity.
Yeah, an experiment gone wrong. Yeah.
Exactly. But I mean, just the look on his face, and just like it almost looked like he's giving him flaming points on his ears. I'm like, yeah, they're trying to make him look as sinister as possible.
Yeah, totally.
The funniest part was like, if in that story, it's like he didn't fly; he was just like running around town. So it was like so weird to see the Human Torch not flying, like in either version.
Oh yeah, and did he have his face?
I think when he was flaming on, I'm trying to remember. I don't think he did.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't look like that. I mean, he kind of looked closer to like it wasn't like exactly what the torches look like now, but it's like it was closer, like in the interior.
Okay. Interesting.
All right, but we'll talk the Namor story from Marvel Comics #1 from October 1939.
This is definitely the oldest thing we've covered on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt.
I think my grandmother was 1 year old. Yes. I don't want to say this thing's old, but yeah, this is by far the oldest thing we've covered.
Yeah.
And probably will be the oldest thing we will cover.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm trying to find is there credits for this, or oh wait, here we go. The Sub-Mariner, yeah. Oh jeez. Writer, penciler, inker, letterer Bill Everett. The colorist is uncredited, and the editor is Martin
Uncredited,
Goldman. So Bill Everett at least did writing, penciling, inking, and letters.
He pretty much did all of it.
I know.
We don't know who did the rest of it.
So another inspiration for Byrne. Just do half the jobs myself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, the story is just the Sub-Mariner. A diver from a salvage vessel finds a wrecked ship's safe empty, and just recently dropped knife from the shipwreck's deck. The captain orders him back down to investigate with another diver. They're searching the wreckage when they're attacked by Namor, the Sub-Mariner. He savagely attacks both men, stabbing one and crushing the diving helmet of the other. Oh my. Namor then turns his attention to the ship, wrecking the propeller and running it aground. He heads back to his underwater home, where he is greeted by the Holy One, who commends him on his attack against the humans. Namor brings the bodies of the two divers as trophies. His mother, Fen, congratulates him on beginning his war of revenge in such a decisive manner. Namor asks her why their people hate the Earthmen so much. Picture it, 1920. She explains that in the year 1920, a research vessel called the Oracle had journeyed to Antarctica and was doing experiments with explosives that killed many of their fellow citizens. Not many experiments you could do with explosives.
Yeah, what are you doing? Mining in the ice? Yeah, what are you...
How many different ways can we blow shit up?
Basically. Testing new forms of nitroglycerin.
Exactly. Since Fen looked most like a human, she was sent to find out more about what was going on. She fell in love with Commander Leonard Mackenzie and became pregnant by him. The sailors could not understand how she was able to swim in the freezing water. Look, that water's so cold, she's all blue. Although it seemed like in this story, like they were blue or green or whatever underwater, but as soon as they came up, they got like a Caucasian skin tone.
Yeah. That was kind of because
all of them, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
But later on, they'd explain some of it in saying that people drank a potion.
Oh yeah,
the Atlanteans had a potion to make themselves look human when they were doing covert stuff on land. And in Namor's case, why he looks blue, I don't know. Can't figure that one out, actually.
He's frustrated, kid. He's frustrated. I don't know. He almost looked green. Was he green, blue, or was he green in this? He looked like when he was underwater, he was green almost.
Yeah, almost like a blue, like a. Yeah. I wonder if that's like the effect that they were intending to show, like the underwater tint.
Maybe. That's what I was wondering. I was like, are they really different colors underwater? Or is that just like kind of the tint from the water? I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then he has like brown hair in this.
Yeah, it's weird. The colors are kind of all over the place. There's another tint where a section where everybody looks kind of like lime green.
Yes.
Like they've been bathing in CLR or something. And the blonde hair too. Like I don't really get it. I guess it's one of the mysteries of the ages, I suppose.
I was gonna say because everyone pretty much who was involved with this issue, I'm sure, has passed away, right?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
She learned.
But if any of our listeners know the reason,
that might have been written down somewhere. Or, yeah. She learned their language and sent back messages to the undersea army that the white men were too strong for them. I was like, geez, we're calling out the white men. I'm like, instead of just all of the surface world, it's just like, no, white men, yes. White men were the problem. Boy, well, some things never go out of style, do they, kids?
Yeah. Well, let's face it, who else would be up in the Antarctic just blowing shit up?
True.
I mean, come on.
True.
Yeah.
Well, we think about it, because, no one else had rights at this point.
Right. They had claimed it all by damn force. So
women were basically children. They didn't get to do nothing. White men were the problem. And on a totally unrelated note, make sure, this will come out after election day, but if you're watching this little YouTube, vote.
Yes. Make sure to vote, please. For the love of God, vote.
Oh, Noel Tate got a hold of me. He's like, are you voting? I was like, yeah. Pennsylvania's supposed to be a big battleground for this election. So he's like,
is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's like, are you voting? I was like, oh, yes, sir.
Oh, my.
I'm like, my son's off. I took the day off. I'm like, I got the day off. I got plenty of time to go.
Nice. Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you won't have to wait in line too long.
Mm-mm. I don't know. A lot of people were voting early, so hopefully that cuts down the line, too.
Yeah.
All right, so, white men were the problem. But they sent an army to fight those invaders away. The white men's bombardment annihilated most of their race, and now 20 years later, they were ready once again to press an attack against Earth people, and Namor will begin this war. Earth people's kind of weird. I'm like, the ocean's kind of on the Earth, right, kid?
Right. She just said surface people. Or whatever.
So I wonder, again, if it's, tales old as time, but I wonder if they were making any alliterations to, like, the Native Americans and stuff, that, the white man swooped out and, like...
Indigenous. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Later, he takes his cousin Dorma, remember that name? His cousin Dorma.
Yeah, cousin.
Yes. With him to the Cape Anna Lighthouse. Once there, they attack the guard who stands watch in the lighthouse and wreak havoc on the controls and equipment, hoping to destroy some of the ships that use its beacon for safety. Some naval men come on the scene, and in order to escape, Namor and Dorma commandeer a plane which flies nearby. Sub-Mariner commands Dorma to wreck the plane and swim back home as Namor continues his crusade against humans. All right.
Oh, I love it. I just love it. Especially the part with the plane, because like that didn't really even need to happen. Like they could have just jumped into the ocean. They didn't need to board the aircraft. But you have this one sequence in which Namor kind of flies with his little, you can see the little ankle wings in that brief, three or four panels sequence. And they board the aircraft and knock the guy out. And then he tells Dorma to crash the plane, and he jumps into the water, and that's basically it.
Mm.
But they could have just jumped into the water from the top of the lighthouse and been totally fine.
Oh, yeah.
So that made me chuckle really hard. And Cousin Dorma, I thought,
yeah. Stay tuned, kids. Yeah. Yes, Cousin Dorma. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
We're gonna see Dorma again, and
yes.
Let me tell you something. If they're cousins, then
yeah.
Atlantis is a small town.
Wait till that annual, kids. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, I was like, it's so weird to see it. Like it seems like such a small scale plan for Namor. I'm gonna wreck this lighthouse. It's like,
yeah, right, yeah. And baby steps, because at this point, like, he was supposed to be just a young guy.
Yeah,
he was supposed to have been born in.
Well, this was 39, and was it 19? Yeah, so he's like 19 here.
Yeah. So he's just starting out. He's starting out small, which makes sense.
So hey, Justin, a young, tight 19-year-old Namor, huh?
Little twink Namor.
Oh my!
Yeah. No, I prefer the
70-year-old Namor.
The older, beefier.
Oh my!
Yeah, fully developed. The fully developed man that we see in the Alex Ross picture you've chosen for the center there, which is so brilliant. Yeah. My favorite part of this actually is the underwater sequence in the beginning. I love the artwork in that. I thought it was, for 1939, it was so cool. It looked so great.
Oh yeah.
Just the kind of wavy line texture effects that they were able to achieve with the tools that they had at their disposal at the time. Yeah, the artwork still looks really good. For being like over 80 years old, it looks amazing still to me.
Yeah. I mean, some of it you can tell it's of its time, but otherwise,
but it still looks good. And I'm still always amazed at the savagery in which Namor attacks during that sequence. He stabs one dude and then takes another dude's diving helmet with his bare hands and crushes it like an egg.
Yes.
I thought, oh man, he's not messing around. Oh,
and
playing for keeps.
And hey, kids, I mean, text-wise, I mean, you're getting your money's worth in this issue.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. There's plenty of art and plenty of story as well. Yeah.
You know what this reminded me of? Me and Lilith had a conversation on the October Patreon. Like we were talking about like horror and sci-fi stuff, and I was like, we started talking about the classic Twilight Zone, which I just started rewatching. I'm still on the first season, but
yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, like the Twilight, because we might even do like an episode or so on that next year. I was like, oh man, I'm like, for fit was it? I'm like, it's like first season, it's like 1959. I'm like, this holds up for the most of it.
Yeah.
Some of the effects are kind of, but it's like the story holds up and stuff.
The story and the themes that they were talking about.
Yeah.
Some of them are still relevant today.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it's so good. And this, this could be this story right here could be an episode of The Twilight Zone. Just some random sea-dwelling dude comes out of the water and starts wreaking havoc on this lighthouse.
Namor and the Torch. I mean, I feel like both those stories could be Twilight Zone episodes.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I love that.
Oh my! And again, kids, this is available in the Marvel Unlimited app.
And yeah, this is the only issue of this series.
Marvel Comics. Yeah, I don't know how long it went, but yeah.
I think it probably changed its name to something else at some point.
Yeah, or they just broke it up into a bunch of different books or something.
Yeah.
But Modern Comics could never. It's like 65 pages for 10 cents.
Yeah, 10 cents.
I was like, damn.
Could you imagine? Yeah.
I know.
That's wild. Yeah, there's a lot of stories in this book. Yeah, at some point we should go back and revisit the rest of these. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Especially like the Torch and stuff. And we still got to do a Kazar. We need to do like a Kazar month.
Yeah, we're talking about doing a Kazar month.
Yeah, because we need we'll do this story, and then we got to get like the Mark Waid stuff from the 90s.
The Mark Waid, the miniseries.
There's a miniseries. There's an ongoing in the 90s by Mark Waid. So there's
there's a whole bunch of Kazar we could cover.
Either that, or we just like kind of do as an excuse to do Kazar, do like a Savage Land September or something.
Oh yeah, Savage Land. Yeah, because then we could cross over into Uncanny X-Men.
Yes,
X-Men Classics, and do a Savage Lands episode or two of that.
Hell, I mean, you do the Kazar, man. We can get something for everybody. I mean, you get shirtless Kazar, I get Shauna. Yeah,
Shauna.
Yes,
absolutely. Lots of eye candy in those Savage Land books.
Zabu.
Yeah, I love that cat too. The saber-toothed tiger.
Yes,
so awesome. Yes.
There is a little arc there, and towards the end of Grunwald's run, we could do too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I love that one.
I'm always looking for an excuse to do Mark Grunwald, Captain America.
Yeah, and it's been a hot minute since we've done some of those, so we need to incorporate that back into the Marvel Tales fold.
Heck yeah. Okay, one last thing. I was reading the synopsis. I was like, wait, naval men. I was like, oh, I know what they mean.
Yeah, and that romance was pretty fast between Leonard Mackenzie and Fenn. That was really quick.
She hit it and quit it. Yep.
Yeah. Woo.
So yes, this issue inspired a lot of. Oh Lord, here we go. Hello, Russell. You know what my sister?
Hi, Russell.
You know what my sister called biscuits when she was a kid? Yes, let us. We'll have to wait for the delay, but yes, Russell. What did your sister call biscuits? It's like the answer right after this. Oh, jeez. Big shit. Oh my.
Well, depending on what kind they are, then that's what they can cause. It's one of the effects.
Well, I don't know about the shit part, but I know Justin calls Namor a big something.
Yeah.
All right, should we
biscuit of the sea?
The favorite biscuit.
That's right. My favorite biscuit.
All right. Oh, big shits and gravy. He's big shits and gravy. Ah. All right. So we should get to the Fantastic Four.
Yes.
All right. See. Yeah, this one. Oh God, this one is so weird, but we'll get there.
Oh, I know.
Again, it's early.
The beginning.
Yeah.
The beginning of the romance.
Russell, I just got deja vu. Did you?
Echo.
Oh Lord, look at that cover. Jesus, the coming of the Sub-Mariner. Oh,
yeah, and he's got Sue. They had to go there, folks. They just had to go there.
Ew. All right, kids. Yes, Fantastic Four, Volume 1, Number 4, from May 1962. The coming of ... Sub-Mariner.
And this time it's personal.
And of course, writer and editing himself, Stan Lee. Excelsior. Penciler Jack Kirby, inker Saul Brodsky, colorist Stan Goldberg, and letterer Artie Simic. So yeah, these are always the best. When Stan's editing himself.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
And again, I think, did you read this on the app or did you read this in like in a collection or something?
Yeah, I read this on the app. Yeah, I think I have one of these Marvel Masterworks somewhere, but I can't find it.
And again, I think this issue was like before anyone else appeared, because did you see on like every other page they're like, like coming soon, the Hulk. What is the Hulk? And it's like,
yes, they had that on just about every other page.
So I don't think anyone else had
seen anything like the Hulk.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else had premiered yet. It's just the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Noel. Back to the biscuit, baby.
That's right.
It's the
Namor-vember rolls on.
The final episode of Namor-vember, yes, for episode 100. So
just in time for my birthday.
Had to give the kids some famous Namor appearances for his birthday.
Big episode 100.
Yeah, this will be the closest one to your birthday then too, because this will be the last one of the month. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
All right, so God even broke it up into the chapters. Chapter 1, On the Trail of the Torch. The Human Torch has quit the team. Reed, Sue, and Ben used the Fantastic Car to search the city for him. Johnny, though, has gone to Swanson's garage to work on cars. Ben, on a hunch, goes to the garage. It was so weird in this issue. They're all calling each other by their code names. No one was like using their real names. And I'm like,
even at home, like
even Sue was calling him the Torch. I'm like, that's his sister. Wouldn't she be calling him Johnny?
Yeah, it's so weird.
And again, it's not even out in public. They're like just alone, and they're calling each other by their name.
Yeah. At home, like I get it if you're out in public or whatever. But
exactly, no. Oh man, Stanley and his chapters.
At least 5 per issue, right?
Mm-hmm. And his teen/agers. Which he also did in Spider-Man, yes.
Yeah. Excelsior.
You stupid teenagers.
Excelsior.
All right. Chapter 2, Enter the Sub-Mariner. No, that's not a suggestion, Justin. Unable to use his flame because of the gasoline around him, Johnny faces an angry Ben without his power. Ben backs him into a corner, but before the thing can hit Johnny, he changes back to his old human form. Johnny uses the distraction to leave the garage, flame on, and fly away. Ben immediately changes back to the thing. Johnny goes to the Bowery to find accommodations. Once in his bunk, he reads a 1940s comic about the Sub-Mariner. Another guest of the establishment notices what he's reading and says, "We got a stubble bum right here who's as strong as that Joker was supposed to be." He hands the bearded stubble bum a phone book and tells him to tear it in half. The man refuses. The others attack him, but get swatted away. The man complains that he can't remember anything. Why have I spent the long years here in a fog with my memory a blank? Johnny says, "Flame on," ignites one finger and burns off the man's beard. He looks just like the Sub-Mariner, pointy ears and all. And Chapter 3, Let the World Beware. Johnny carries the man out to sea and drops him into the water. Back in his native element, the Sub-Mariner remembers who he is. He goes to his home, Atlantis. It lies in radioactive ruins, a casualty of atomic testing. The Sub-Mariner returns to New York and tells Johnny that he will retaliate by destroying the human race. No. Oh, he says, "I just saw an ad from the 50s that said teenager." Yeah, it was probably Stan right, probably. How does Namor shave? Carefully.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, here's my question. Did he have to be fully submerged, I guess, for his memory to come back? So I'm like, in all the years he's been in the Bowery, he never came in contact with water?
Yeah, I guess he never once, took a bath. He never...
I mean, it looks like he hasn't shaved in a long time. I'm just...
Yeah, I guess.
And then it's like... I don't think I guess he ain't changing underwear or nothing either, because he hits the water, he tears them clothes off, and his trunks are on. His trunks, he still has those trunks on.
He's been wearing them the whole time. Yeah.
So he says he's been in the Bowery for years. He's been wearing them trunks for years, man.
Little rank.
I know. I was gonna say, Justin, could you still take Namor even if he smelled like?
No. He needs to take a trip to Iceland and go to the hot springs for a bit. Clean out a few things.
Either that or go to the car wash and clean out that undercarriage.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. He'd probably want to do it the geothermal way.
There you go. All right, Chapter 4, Sub-Mariner's Revenge. The rest of the FF back at the Baxter building see Johnny's flare rise from the waterfront. They take the Fantastic Car to meet him and learn about the Sub-Mariner's revival. Out at sea, the Sub-Mariner finds Giganto, the largest living thing in all the world, and the horn of Proteus that can rouse him. He leads the creature towards New York, which begins an evacuation. The army bombards Giganto without effect. The thing comes up with a daring plan. Strap a nuclear bomb to his back, get inside the monster, and leave it there to destroy it. While Giganto takes a nap, Ben carries the bomb down its gullet. The old...
Couple of balls down the gob.
Yeah.
Old underwater flat top. And Chapter 5, Return to the Deep. With seconds to spare, Ben makes it out of the monster's maw. The Sub-Mariner threatens to use the horn to summon more creatures. An invisible Sue grabs the horn and runs away with it. The Sub-Mariner tackles her. She becomes visible. If you will be my bride, says the Sub-Mariner, I might show mercy to the rest of your pitiful race. She responds, how can I make such a choice? He threatens again to use the horn. Sue says, I will do anything. I'll become your bride. Johnny, though, forms a tornado that pulls the Sub-Mariner into the air and drops him in the ocean. The horn falls to the bottom. The Sub-Mariner swears, I'll be back.
That's it. Chapter 5.
Yes.
Yeah, the whole part with the Human Torch making the tornado at the end, I'm like, what is this about? And I get it that they were still figuring out what these characters could do. This was only the 4th issue, so, you know.
And again, your boy not looking good here. I mean, at the end with Sue, I mean, you know, looking like the old, you know, Namor's like, it was like the 60s, like Harvey Weinstein. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, he behaved very poorly in this towards Sue.
I'll kill the service world unless you marry me.
And in the annual, too. Like, he's, he behaves pretty poorly here, yeah.
Like, barely spoken a sentence to her, and he's just like, oh, marry me.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's really a whirlwind romance.
Oh, no. She'll take that horn where the ocean don't shine. What?
And not the horn of Proteus, folks.
The horn of Namor. That trombone, if you will.
Namor the First.
That trombone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so.
Yeah, it's so funny how quickly he falls in love with Sue.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost instantaneous.
So to sum up Fantastic Four number 4, kids, Johnny catches a big one and they throw it back.
Yeah.
But once again, just like in, what was that New Mutants annual from Atlantis Attacks? Yes, again, we're just like throwing bombs down these things' throats and blowing them up.
Blow it up, yeah. And you know, here's also Reed Richards, who I'm sure could have whipped up a machine to either cancel out the effects of the Proteus horn,
or like duplicate it and like drive it back to make it
drive it back, or like put it to sleep, or any number of things besides murdering it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, Ben basically just has to like walk into its mouth. I'm like, at least you couldn't read him like giving him like a jetpack or something.
Yeah, right. Some type of protective gear, maybe.
And then these early issues, it's like, oh, Ben's turning back and forth between human and the Thing for like no reason. But then, like Byrne tries to like, you know, explain that away later. It's like a psychic block thing.
Yeah, the cosmic rays and the unpredictable effect of the mutation.
Well, Byrne was in his run was trying to say it's like, you know, Ben was worried like Alicia would leave him if he wasn't the Thing. But I'm like, meanwhile, this is before he met Alicia, and then, you know, after, you know, when he thinks Alicia marries Johnny, that it really has no effect.
Yeah,
so
I didn't like that.
Yeah,
I didn't like that because it made it too much like the Hulk.
Yeah,
like the Hulk having no control over his transformations. It's just this psychological thing that triggers it. Like that works for the Hulk. It doesn't work for Ben Grimm the Thing.
Yeah, I just wonder if Stan was like saying, well, the others can like shut off their powers and stuff. So he's trying to just show, oh yeah, Ben's shut off sometimes, but he has no control over it.
Yeah, well, I don't think it works. And in these early issues too, I have to just kind of skim past this infighting that takes place, this constant battling between Ben and Johnny. Like in every issue, they're fighting and hollering at each other and destroying half of the Baxter building between the two of them.
Yes.
And, you know, all of this histrionics that take place. It's just, I have to skim past that stuff because it's just such a waste of time.
I know. I mean, but even like some like later writers would do that to like a lesser degree and stuff, and it's just like, you know.
Yeah, it's okay in moderation.
Yeah.
But when you have it happen in every issue, like it's like, okay, we get the point. These two can't stand each other. We get it. You know, they're like a bickering family. We get the point.
Exactly.
Like, you don't have to do it in every issue.
Troublemaker Noel Tate says, I kind of love the Ben and Johnny fights.
No, yeah, I do too, but again, in moderation.
Yeah, it's not like I'm going to murder you, you punk. Yeah, that's a little
need to be
too
in every
far,
issue. It doesn't need to happen in every issue.
No, it's so dumb and Archie.
Yeah. Well, these early issues aren't exactly.
Well, again, I mean, at this point, Johnny is a teenager, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Sue isn't that much older either. Mm-mm. Yeah.
Yes, as Byrne will point out to us later, yes, there's an age gap between Reed and Sue.
Oh, God, yeah.
He met her as a child.
Yeah. And Namor, when he grabs Sue, here is a prize worth catching, he says. Mm-hmm. You're the loveliest human I've ever seen. If you'll be my bride, I might show mercy to the rest of your pitiful race. And Sue, how can I make such a choice? Yeah, exactly. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. And then he has a huge temper tantrum after that.
Hey, man. Hey, he gets his feelings, man. I mean, he's been trapped with amnesia in this Bowery with just a bunch of men for how many years, man? He's raring to go, kid.
He's got some time to make up for, and he's found a beautiful woman.
Yeah, man.
I guess
if someone ain't shining that trident every so often, man, he goes nuts. That's the other thing. Byrne was always like, if he spends too much time in the water or too much time out, in the water or out of the water. I think it's if someone ain't polishing that trident every so often, that's where he goes nuts.
Right. His Royal Highness needs a concubine or two or three to relieve some of that deep sea pressure.
Oh wait, I think I see someone. I think I see someone volunteering to be tribute here.
Yes, I'll do it. I'll do it as long as I don't have to go down to Atlantis. As long as he'll make a trip up to land to do it, I'll take care of it.
There you go. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not traveling in any submersibles. I saw what happened to the last few people that did that.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that idea.
Oh, my God. Today, Lilith and I kids, stay tuned for Capes and Lunatics episode 344. We were talking to a comic writer, Tarun Gronbeck. She's from Norway.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but you may know her. I mean, she's done some foreign Punisher stuff. She was just recently working on like Venom with Al Ewing, and she just started a Catwoman run.
Ooh, Catwoman, nice.
Yeah. Oh,
a new one.
Yeah, like the new run. I mean, her first issue was 69. That was great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But no,
very cool.
But she was telling us, I forget how we got on the subject. Maybe it was like fan fiction, but she said there's fan fiction for like there's people that were trapped on that submersible that got crushed.
Oh my God.
And you know what it is. It's like, they figure out they're going to die. How horny do they get?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
There was a kid on that submersible.
Oh, was there? Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I would hope they were just writing about the adults. But...
I don't want to think about it.
But forget even the sexual component. I'm like, how crazy do people, or people going to start freaking out if they know they're going to figure we're going to die?
Yeah. And in those conditions too, like that's.
Yeah.
I don't even want to. Yeah.
Yeah.
No thanks. I won't be reading any of that.
I'll skip that episode. Why? No. That was it was like a quick 2-second conversation.
No, I won't be reading any of that fan fiction.
Oh yeah.
I won't be reading any of that fan fiction.
But no, she's great. Like she is so great. I was like, I want her like monthly, like Chichester. That's how great she is.
Wow.
Yeah, listen to the episode. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I want to check out the new Catwoman.
Yeah, it is good. It's only one issue in so far. Yeah, 69 came out. Yeah, someone's after her, so she kind of after Selena Kyle, so she kind of used a bunch of like cover identities she's built up over the years. Yeah.
Who's doing the art in that one?
Oh, I forget.
A new artist.
I might be. I think it was someone. I'm trying to remember. I think it might have been a female artist too. So I mean, it's
cool.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. I can't remember. I can't remember the name, but I don't think I was familiar with the woman. But yeah, it was beautiful art too.
Awesome. Yeah, I will be checking that out. I want some new Catwoman in my life.
She's talking about how horny the entire Bat family is.
Oh, God. Yeah. All of them. As we know from talking about Azrael recently.
And mansplaining. Oh, yeah. There's a bunch of good stuff in that episode.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So should we get the Fantastic Four Annual 1?
Yes.
All right.
Big blockbuster.
Yes. Look at that crown.
I love that cover.
Well, of course you do. He's mostly naked. Jeez. Oh, there we go, Noel. Yes, a whole country of Catwomen about to turn that orange clown out. There you go.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes, Nolan, she did confirm that, yes, the rest of the world is just as nervous as the rest of us, so.
I can imagine.
Yes. Boy, look at all the print on that cover.
I know. There's so much going on here.
Look, at long last, the Sub-Mariner finds his long-lost race, and so begins the most fantastic battle of all time, inside the pages of this, the world's greatest comic magazine.
And this was the first annual, and it was 63.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Spider-Man awaits within these pages. Got a reprint. Oh, Noel says that cover is amazing. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Look how colorful it is.
Yeah.
And again, kids, an annual for 25 cents.
25 cents, and there's a lot in this.
Oh, yeah.
Even for 63, they packed it with stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it was reprints, as Phil said.
All right. So, Fantastic Four Annual 1, Volume 1 Annual 1, from July 1963, Sub-Mariner vs. the Human Race. And once again, writer and editing himself, Stan Lee. Excelsior! Jack Kirby on art again. Dick Ayers on inks, Stan Goldberg on colors again, and Artie Simek on letters again. So basically the same team except for Dick Ayers on inks. So. Namor has finally found his lost people of Atlantis and is reunited with his lover, Lady Dorma.
Yeah. Not cousin this time.
No, yes.
No mention of cousin.
1939, she was his cousin, and now Lady Dorma is, his lover, so. I'm talking some, Southern Atlantis here.
Yeah. Every region has a south, that's for sure.
That's right. Yep,
Every region has a south.
Howdy, y'all! Oh, yes, no, yes.
I know that I'm in the south of the north.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I can attest to that 100%.
Say, pretty much every state has its south, yes.
Yes.
Yes, Noel, for 25 cents, 72 big pages, yes.
Big pages. Yeah.
Bigger than Sue's hairstyle in these issues.
I know. She was rocking like a proto-Karen hairstyle in this annual.
I know. It was with this issue when she gets hit by the water and that hair comes down. I was like, man, is this like the first time they actually let her put her hair down out of that beehive or whatever?
She was using her invisible force field to keep it aloft.
Oh, look what Noel said.
Well, yeah.
Maine was the south of
it's
the north.
It's the truth. Absolutely.
Like I said, I think every state kind of has its south.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, his lover, Lady Dorma, much to the displeasure of Warlord Krang. While on the surface world, the Thing and the Human Torch are on another childish rampage through the Baxter building. Once the spat is sorted out, it's suggested that perhaps a vacation is in order. Wanting to check out reports of giant sea creatures, Reed suggests a cruise. When gigantic aquatic specimens show themselves, the FF are captured by Namor when they go to investigate. And again, it never crosses their mind that, oh, hey, if there's a giant sea monster, maybe Namor's behind it, even though he called up a giant sea monster the first time we encountered him.
Right. Which wasn't that long ago.
Exactly. But I feel like, shouldn't one of the, if not the smartest man in the world at the time, should have been like, oh, hey, maybe it's Namor.
Yeah. I guess he's not as smart as he says that he is.
Well, again, everyone goes nuts when Sue's around, Namor demands that the FF deliver a message to the United Nations that the seas and the air above belong to the nation of Atlantis. Seeking an audience at the United Nations, after hearing the origins of Homo Mermani and the origins of Namor from Professor G.W. Fulton, Reed informs the nations that Namor is a menace. Fulton reveals himself to be Namor in disguise and declares war on the surface world, sending an army to attack New York City. The FF's first attempt at fighting back the invading Atlanteans fails. However, Reed builds a device which causes the water in the warriors' helmets to evaporate, forcing a retreat. Attacking the FF directly, Namor kidnaps Sue and takes her aboard his ship. While the FF is fighting Namor for Sue's freedom, Warlord Krang and Lady Dorma attempt to drown Sue, prompting Namor to rescue her. Man, it's like Game of Thrones or something under there.
I know. Yeah, things escalate quickly here.
Warlord Krang and Lady Dorma attempt to drown, prompting Namor to rescue. Needing immediate medical attention, Namor swims Sue to shore and brings her to a hospital. Oh no, he doesn't even swim. He doesn't even bring up his flagship. He's like, everyone out.
Yeah, he kicks everybody out of the ship. He's like, we need this to get Sue to the hospital. They're like, for Sue, for a human, you would do this?
No, man, I love this Silver Age comic. Could be amazing. Yep.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, why did she need the I mean, I guess she got some water in her lungs, but I'm like, what? Did she get the bends or something? And I'm like, man, we got to get her to the hospital immediately.
Well, maybe, yeah.
The FF meet up with him there. Namor calls off his attack against the surface world for the time being and returns to the ocean depths. However, Atlantis is deserted as Krang has convinced the Atlanteans that their sovereign is a traitor for saving the surface woman. Namor is alone again. Oh man, just like last episode.
Yeah. Yeah, this happens to him a lot, actually. Yeah.
Those fickle Atlanteans, man.
Yeah, it's a recurring theme, actually, for Namor throughout his life. He's had to deal with this. Yeah.
So what you... Oh, my first thing is that, so we get, now the Dorma's the lover. We get Krang. But,
right. Krang. And I had always wondered where the spite between Krang and Namor began. And it's this. It's the revelation that Krang had the hots for Dorma. And she doesn't want anything to do with him. She wants Namor, and he's pissed about it. He can't handle it.
You know why I was disappointed? Who we didn't get yet?
Atuma.
Who?
Atuma.
I saw Krang. I was like, is it him? And it's like, no, it's not.
Yeah, we won't.
We
won't see him yet. Yeah. We won't see him yet. I think he's for another couple years.
Yeah. Name is a lonely boy, Noel says.
He is. That's one of the things that I love about it. Yeah.
Man, all he wants is his people, and every so often just some
superior puss.
Although in this case, I guess you could say fantastic puss.
Yes. And I love the fights in this issue between him and the Fantastic Four. He puts the boots to the Fantastic Four multiple times in this annual, and it makes me so happy.
Oh, yeah.
Because in these early issues, like, the Fantastic Four need to get beat up a little bit. Like, they're so trifling with all this stuff between Reed and Sue and the stuff between Ben and Johnny. Like, yeah, they need to get kicked around a little bit.
And through so many eras, it's like a great way to show off like Namor's strength. He's like, oh yeah, thing you want to go? Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't back down from a fight with the Thing.
No.
Or with the Human Torch. You would think that being from underneath the water, like this fire dude would intimidate him a little bit.
It's like,
not even in the least. He just laughs at him. He's like, hey, you're just a punk kid.
I'm trying to remember if he's ever called it out. I don't think he has, but I'm just waiting for like one day the story where Namor's, the Torch is basically getting Namor's face. He's like, I could have killed you years ago. You're just because you're Sue's brother. That's the only reason I didn't kill you.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, multiple times. And there's a brilliant part.
Oh, jeez, Noel. Okay, Noel's got a theory here. Hold on. He's so good at kicking their asses, and so I'm sure that's why Doom had such a crush on him.
Oh, yes. The ideal partner. Absolutely. Somebody that's beat them up at least once or twice.
Oh, yeah. If you come out of that accursed Richards, I mean, Doom's automatically got a hard on for you.
Yeah. He probably watched what Namor did to Reed in this issue on some type of camera when he's got Reed like an accordion and he's bouncing him around and he like... There's one part where he's got Reed and he like steps on him with his foot and like pulls him and like hits him like he's some type of beach ball.
Yes, yeah.
It's fantastic. Yeah. He doesn't care. He's not bothered by the Fantastic Four, and I just love it.
But again, he might have had competed for Sue because, like, was it one of Doom's? Remember when he sent the rest of the Fantastic Four back to get Blackbeard's treasure, and he kept Sue hostage and stuff?
Yeah.
I'm like, that was a theme in those early issues. Everyone was, like, wanted to tie Sue up and do God knows what.
Yeah. Yeah, they had to make her into the damsel in distress,
yeah.
which is why I get so irritated with these early issues.
So I'm trying to remember when she got her force fields, because for a while all she could do was turn invisible.
Yeah, and that was terrible.
Yeah,
it was just terrible. Yeah, and I don't like this whole thing with Dorma trying to kill Sue. Like, that whole sequence was awful. Like, poor Sue. Like, just the look on her face when Dorma's like smashing the window open and there's all this water rushing in, and you see this terrified expression on Sue's face. And in the next panel, she's out in the water. She's drowning, and she's going, "I never dreamt that it would all end like this." So I'm like, "Oh my God, how are you going to treat Sue like this? This is terrible."
Exactly.
Smash
This is
it.
terrible. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that sequence of events at all.
Oh, jeez, no. Yeah. That seemed to be the theme. Yeah, strap Sue to the railroad
Yeah,
track.
exactly.
Yeah, so Diablo could literally twirl his mustache and go, "Ha ha!"
Yeah. Yeah, Krang has the typical Ming the Merciless like mustache thing going on here, and this whole like romance with Dorma being the jealous like spurned lover that's pissed about Sue. Like, I don't like any of that. I think that's just crap. It's just a terrible plot device.
She was like, she's like, "See if you can take that surface girl to any of the family reunions."
Yeah, they're not going to accept her. Yeah,
She not blood. My cousin said I'm a good kisser.
Get off me, Dad! They're crushing my smokes.
Maybe the Dorma comes from that trailer park in Atlantis. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't like that part. I thought that part with Dorma and Sue was awful. Like, I could have done without all of that.
I know. Yeah, like Nolan, both of us point out, Sue had a target like on her back or whatever the whole time.
It's bad.
Those early issues.
It's so bad that they couldn't figure out anything else productive to do with her other than have her be the damsel in distress. Like, that's terrible.
I almost feel like that's why they like married her to Reed, and like then they had a kid not too long after. Is like so she's not like the young girl for all the villains to be lusting after.
Right.
Although I'm sure they still did, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but it took on a different dynamic then.
And again, and two, it's once they gave her like the power of those invisible force fields, and that, I mean, she's basically the strongest member now. The most powerful
she was
member.
the most powerful member of the team. Yeah.
No, it's bad, but it's classic for the. Yeah, that's all what they all did. Yeah.
Yeah. 1963. Yeah.
To be fair, he tried to up Sue's game pretty quick. Yeah. Because even like you read like the first year of like Spider-Man and stuff, it's just like someone Doc Ock or someone's trashing the Bugle office. Betty Branch is like, "Oh, I'm gonna faint." Oh, no, not faint.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. There was some development that took place, so yeah, it wasn't all bad. But some of these early issues, I groaned through some of this stuff. Yeah. But it was still a good story. Great artwork. I love the Jack Kirby depictions of Atlantis.
How do you feel about Jack Kirby Namor, appearance wise?
Awesome. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I thought that it was perfect. Yeah. I don't have any problem with the exaggerated triangle head or any of that stuff. Yeah. No, I thought it looked great.
All right, should we get to the last one?
Yes.
Got a bunch of people's favorite characters in this one.
Oh yeah, this is another big one.
All right, kids. Yes, Namor joins the team because we're going to cover Defenders #1.
This is it.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. 20 cents.
20 cents, yeah. So Defenders Volume 1 #1 from August 1972. I Slay by the Stars. All right. Stanley's still editing this, but he's not writing it. This one is written by Steve Englehart, one of our favorites. Penciler Sal Buscema, so...
Another favorite.
Yeah,
someone's
getting punched across the room. Inker Frank Giacola, letterer Artie Simic still here. All right, so yeah, I Slay by the Stars. What is that? Sounds like a Rihanna song. All right, so here's a summary. While stalking through the woods, the Hulk is stopped by the Sub-Mariner who falls out of the sky. The Sub-Mariner falls out of the sky. Justin's had dreams like that.
Yes. More than once.
Are you talking about the Defenders, Noel? He's like, hooray! Yeah. Finding the Prince of the Sea unconscious and trapped in a strange energy field, Hulk travels into New York to seek the aid of Doctor Strange, the only person the Brute thinks can help him. Taking Strange back to Namor's body, they meet Necrodamus, who reveals to them that he has brought them all together on the orders of the Undying Ones. He plans to sacrifice Namor when the stars are in the right alignment. He then vanishes, promising to return and leaving Strange and Hulk to figure out how to save their ally. They cannot find a way to free him, and soon the Sub-Mariner mysteriously disappears. Searching the area, they enter a cave and find Necrodamus and Namor. Necrodamus is waiting for the precise star alignment to sacrifice Namor to the Undying Ones. Hulk attacks Necrodamus, who has now grown in size and strength, but the foe is able to strike back with his mystical dagger. Meanwhile, Strange is able to awaken Namor, who then breaks free from the inside. The two come to the Hulk's aid and delay Necrodamus long enough for him to miss the star's alignment. Failing to make the sacrifice at the right time, he disappears but promises to return. After the battle, Namor explains that he was actually struck down by the Silver Surfer.
Oh.
This surprises Doctor Strange, and the Defenders set out to search for the Sentinel of the Spaceways. So,
To be continued.
yeah, I forgot about that part.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but
It's been a long time since I read this one as well.
yeah, me too. But yeah, this story references, they must have come together before. Marvel Feature 3, Doctor Strange 183, Sub-Mariner 22, Incredible Hulk 126, and Marvel Feature number 1.
Yeah, there was a cool encounter, a cool team up between Doctor Strange and and Namor when Doctor Strange still had that costume with the mask.
Oh yeah, because they did reference it at that time in this. Yeah.
Yes, and that's a cool story. I really like that. We should cover that sometime.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, look
at this one.
I liked it. Again. Yeah, get all three of them, and look at Namor splayed out on that table. Justin,
I know. I love it. And on the very first page, he's falling from the sky. It's fantastic.
And again, like the 70s. I mean, like Sal was like the Hulk guy at the end of the
Yes. The definitive Hulk, I would have to say, for the 70s. Yep, without a doubt. And for a good chunk of the 80s, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I loved the callbacks to the other stuff. Yeah, no, I agree.
Defenders Hulk is the best Hulk.
Yeah, some of the best Hulk. And especially when Steve Gerber was writing it, my God. When he had remember when he had the deer?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, that was unbelievable.
Again, I think I like a lot of those stories. It depends who's writing it too, but like those Defenders where he has so many Hulk has so many characters to play off of and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's great. Yeah, and I'd forgotten about the demon Necrodamus. Like, yeah, he was cool. I'd also forgotten about when he put the boots to the Hulk in this issue.
Yeah,
like that part where he grew to huge size and then just started beating the hell out of the Hulk and stabbing him. Like he stabbed. There's one part. I think that was actually my favorite piece of dialogue in this issue. He says, "You forget my enchanted blade, monster, which at this time and in this place can pierce even your rock-hard hide.
Oh, yeah.
Taste hell steel and die!" And then he stabs Hulk right. It looks like he stabs him right in the chest. I had forgotten about all that stuff. I thought,
and I kind of like at the end, the Hulk changes back to Banner, and Banner's like, "Well, I don't know what's going on, but I know who the good guys are." So he just jumps in the pile with Necrodamus. Yeah,
and that was the crucial moment because like it was all down to the timing with the alignment of the stars and stuff. So, if it was off by even a second, the Necrodamus's plan had failed, and that's. Yeah, because he was just about to pierce Namor with the dagger, pierce his throat and kill him, and then Bruce piles on and stops him at the nick of time. No. I really liked that. I thought that was great.
Hulk loves Bambi. Yes, we know.
Hulk loves Bambi, yes. Yeah, we are doing, next year on Marvel Tales, we're doing another Defenduary. If I remember right.
Aren't we? We are doing it. I'm trying to remember if it's like later in the year. It's not, because it's not January. Because remember, we're doing here in Spider-Cast, and I even got some on the Batman show. Remember John Berneway?
Oh, yes. Yeah, you're right. It was a Defender-cember, I think.
Hold on, I'm pulling up the
I think
schedule
they're
here.
all in December.
Yes, kids, we already have the 2025 schedule done.
We do. The entire year is planned out. Yeah, I remember seeing the Defenders somewhere on there. We were doing a whole bunch of Defenders next year.
It's not till next December.
Yes. A year from next month.
Yes. See, we go hard here, kids. We
That's
plan
right.
we
We
plan
plan
out like
ahead.
a year in advance. Not like Ray.
Yeah.
We're not just like sitting around playing with our decks in our hands. We take this life seriously, kids. One-handed, two-handed. I even heard there's an episode where he plays with someone else's deck. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
He loves it. As long as you don't mention Batman, he loves it.
Oh, yes. Yes.
All right. Yeah, Ray plays games on YouTube, kids.
Yes.
To watch him play with himself for free.
Always a good time.
Yes.
Always entertaining.
Yes. All right. So we've went through all these issues. So, okay, Justin, not only do you have final thoughts on these issues, but any summary, any final thoughts of this whole month?
Well, I think that my favorite is still the Prince Namor the Sub-Mariner 4-issue miniseries that we covered on the previous episode.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, you always remember your first, and two, it's like, I think that was like your sexual. That's for your first sexual feelings. We're reading those issues.
I don't know about that, but it was definitely the story that kind of made me fall in love with Namor as a character.
Mm-hmm.
Like seeing that there was some depth to him, just being besides this
Depth.
arrogant guy that just wades in and does whatever the hell he wants, regardless of the outcome. It showed that there was some actual depth to his character. He could learn from his mistakes, and he could acknowledge some of the things that he'd done wrong to people, and some of the events that he'd set into motion that had affected other people's lives.
I think that miniseries was good to flesh out Namor because there weren't like other superheroes. There weren't like big supervillains in it or anything. It was basically just like stuff in Atlantis and and one woman seeking revenge. But yeah, it wasn't like
Right. Yeah, it wasn't this big laundry list of his like Tiger Shark and
exactly
Atuma and all the Krang and all these other people. Yeah, I thought that was excellent.
Atuma.
And then of course the John Byrne stuff. Like I love that, obviously.
Oh yeah, those were good. But again, by the fifth issue, I mean, we had two members of the Fantastic Four coming in, Iron Man coming in.
Yeah, and some great stories that weren't, like I said in the other episodes, they weren't just the typical supervillain slugfests. Like some villain coming down looking to start a scrap with Namor for no reason. Mm-hmm. They were interesting, kind of unique, thoughtful stories that had surprising resolutions for the most part, I would have to say. Yeah.
And Namor expressing his love for a certain woman, but we never saw it.
It was all off panel. It was all off panel, folks.
You tell her you love her? Yeah, I did that, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. When? Oh, I don't know.
I have no time for your petty surface world questions.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's what we need to do one day. We need to do like a live read of like something with Namor in it. We have to.
Oh, totally. Yeah, definitely. Maybe in his series there's that big issue 25 with the guest appearance from Captain America and the Human Torch,
maybe.
Like the Invaders reunion. That might be a good one.
You know what would be the funniest thing? We need to find some dialogue with him and Sue. I'll do Namor. You be Sue, like, talking sweet nothings to Namor. Talk about casting the type,
Yeah, Capes and Lunatics After Dark.
Yes. Might have to put that on the Patreon. So no, I mean, I had a good time reviewing these Namor issues, and I know Justin had a good time reviewing these Namor
absolutely.
issues.
Yeah, it was fun reviewing these classic ones too, because like I said, I hadn't read any of these in a long time.
Oh yeah, me too.
And that Marvel Comics #1 is like a kind of like an artifact of history. It's so cool to revisit that. Yeah,
I figured. I mean, it worked with the Namor theme, and again, for episode 100, that's a
definitely
big point in Marvel history. Yeah,
yeah. And we get the first Fantastic Four annual, which is a classic in its own right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you picked Defenders #1, too, because that's also a milestone.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think they'd come together once before, but this was like the official beginning of this group coming together, yeah.
Yeah. And this incarnation of the team stuck together for quite a while before it changed to other stuff. Yeah.
Like Nighthawk and Valkyrie.
Nighthawk and Hellcat and Moondragon, all those folks. Yeah. The Beast and Gargoyle. Yeah.
Well, I'd say Namor and the Surfer kind of like drifted off, but Hulk and Doctor Strange stayed on there for a good long while.
That's true. Yeah.
All right. So anything else, Justin?
No, I think we covered all these very well, and it was very fun. It was a fun treat for my birthday month to spend some time with my favorite biscuit.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, kids. So next time, all of December, kids, get your jackets out.
Yes, it's going to be cold, so get your jackets on.
I don't know about cold, but we're going back to the 90s, bitch. We're going to do some cover the Avengers Gatherer saga. So yes, next week we'll cover Avengers 343, 344, and 348. Week 2, we'll do 355, 356, 358, and 359. Then week 3, Avengers 360 through 363, and then we'll wrap it all up at the final episode of the year will be Avengers 372 through 375.
Yes.
Again, you'll get a couple foil covers in there. That final issue through 75 is I think it's like a wraparound cover or something, extra size.
Painted gatefold cover and guest stars galore. Yeah, this is one of my favorite Avengers sagas.
Jackets, photon swords, you got it all, kids.
Yeah. Multiversal variants.
Yes.
Yeah. So many multiversal variants.
The return of Captain America.
Yeah. In a big way.
Oh, yeah. And changes to the Vision again.
And the return of Hank Pym.
Yes, yeah.
I was happy about that too.
As more than just Dr. Pym.
Yeah. Returns as Giant Man.
Got Crystal on the team. I almost forgot about that. You reminded me. Yeah. Crystal.
We get a couple of new members. We get Deathcry.
Oh yeah, Deathcry.
On loan from the Shi'ar Empire.
Got Cersei being a crazy bitch.
There's a lot to love in this story, folks.
Yes. So I assume, if you were reading comics in the 90s, or if you've gone back and read comics from the 90s, you've at least brushed upon some of these. Ray, I know you have thoughts on these. Put that deck down and send me your thoughts. I guarantee you Ray has read these.
Yes.
All right. So, yes, send us your thoughts, Ray. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise. Get your brand new Capes Lunatics merch, the classic Capes and Lunatics merch. And once again, that's that scourge of all white men everywhere. No, not Namor. Lilith Hellfire demands that you rain random money on us through the Cash App link.
Make it rain.
And no, it's not all white men. You have to be around 25 years old, built like a Greek god, and dumb as a post. Yes. If this describes you, I may have the woman for you.
The whole family can suck it.
And speaking of, on our Patreon, yes, the aforementioned Queen of Doom herself and myself, I'll give you exclusive content every month, completely uncensored. And of course, if you are a patron like our friend Justin here, you can suggest topics for us to discuss.
That's right.
And again, like I said, to the October episodes, by the time this hits the podcast, I'm thinking we should. If not, we'll be pretty close to putting up the October or the November Patreon.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a nice little discussion
nice.
for October. Halloween stuff, horror movies, sci-fi, all kinds of stuff. So Halloween candies, yes, all kind. So
Capes and Lunatics Plus.
Yeah, that's right. So remember, you can find it all at patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. And you can find everything at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network.
Vicious and brutal than ever. I love it.
All right, kids. So now for this Justin the Owl. You can catch him here every week on Marvel Tales. You can catch him right now once a month, but in 2025, that's going up because we'll be doing X-Men Classics like at least twice a month. So so check that out right here. You can also catch him over on Capes Lunatic Sidekicks at least once a month on We Are the Night,
the Batman podcast.
As we talk Azrael, and he sometimes stops by to talk some Batman with Lilith and myself. I can catch him every once in a while. Again, he'll be making appearances, so keep your eyes peeled in 2025 on Electric Mullet, the Superman podcast.
I'll be there for at least 4 or 5 episodes, I think.
He'll be popping in and out there. And again, you'll be maybe getting some one-offs here, like every so often we may do an Electric Mullet here and there.
Electric Mullet, Energon Universe. We'll be doing some.
Oh yeah, Energon Universe.
Some episodes of that, possibly this winter. Yeah, all kinds of surprises are in store for the new year.
Oh yeah, but that's not all this man does. Very busy podcaster.
Oh yeah.
So where else can they find you, Justin? These shows, which you can see on your screen if you're on YouTube.
Yes, these fine shows. Every month you can find me on Gamma Charge with my pal Russell talking about either the Immortal Hulk or the Sensational She-Hulk. We're alternating coverage of those two wonderful series. And we also have a Patreon, so do check that out. Over on Predator and Prey, I'm joined by the High Priest of Khonshu, Ray, and Sparky, and we're discussing some of the classic Dark Horse comics featuring Fox's Predator. And over on the Lost Library of Legends, my solo show dedicated to the lost and forgotten comic books of the last few decades. I am gearing up to do something I'm very excited about that I've been planning all year on the show.
Ooh.
I will be reviewing over the course of a few different months one of the titles of the Malibu Ultraverse from the 90s.
We're going back to the 90s here, bitch.
I'll be covering the entire series and some of their guest appearances in it. I think it's going to take me 4 months to do it all.
Oh,
it's going to be great, and I'm super excited about it.
I'm going to eat this up with a fork and spoon.
Damn right.
One way to Biscuit Town. Oh, that's naughty.
And again, more Drunk Justin drops coming soon, kids.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Later this month.
Oh, I get all late. Oh. So I cut him up so I get to hear him for anyone, kids.
That's right.
I'll be like jumping in my chair and be like, Lilith, next time we record, you have to hear these drops.
He got his box of comic books in the mail today.
Exactly. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us for 100 episodes of Marvel Tales. Now the road to 200 begins.
That's right. We've reached a milestone on the show.
And again, so much good stuff coming in December and 2025. So
we've planned out a great year for everybody.
So join us next time. Imperious Rex!
Imperious Rex! My bad.